Hi guys, this is Shanae Anise from She Loves Your Hair. Today we are starting with a color transformation. As you see, we did a strand test first to ensure there was no underlying pigmentation that I wasn't aware of, especially because this client has previously dyed her hair, so we just wanted to confirm that all of it was taken out through the trim and there were no pigment left over. This plays a very crucial role in lifting the hair because you don't want any surprises when lifting, especially when you are expecting an even lift. So based on the strand test, we're going for this beautiful copper color. And this was a process because we started to see if her hair would receive just a permanent dye before lifting, because we wanted to keep the hair's integrity first. Unfortunately, just applying permanent copper dye did not work on her hair, so that's okay because we tried different strengths of developer with the lightener and we found our base color. Now she wanted variations of copper, but we had to find our base color first, so we knew that would be the primary tone and level that we wanted to start with, and everything else was an added benefit. So she wanted a little bit of a reddish copper, and then she wanted some blondes. So she allowed me to have a little fun in today's creation. So as you see, I separated the hair in 4 quadrants. She has a lot of hair, so you definitely want to make sure you saturate evenly, especially with textured hair, because that makes all the difference in an even lift. Sorry, I was in the camera here. In an even lift, and making sure every strand is saturated with bleach. And of course, I'm applying from mid-shaft to ends, keeping the hair straight without any bunching. And some people tend to comb through it. I don't like to do that because I found every time I would comb through my client's hair with bleach, it seems like it would stretch their texture out a little bit more than I needed to. So I stopped doing that. And what I did was I stretched her hair out a little bit before going into it with bleach. I used a blow dryer to stretch her hair out. Unfortunately, here I go being a hypocrite. I had to comb through a little bit in this area because there was a little knot in there that I was trying to get out, because again, that would block me from having an even lift. If there were any knots or anything like that inside of her hair, that part would be left probably darker and not saturated as well. I think you guys are starting to get the point, so I am just going to fast forward this video. So enjoy. first quadrant. And it's good to also work in quadrants like this because as you are working on the other side, you can start to kind of time yourself against what you're seeing visually. So because I'm working directly on the other side, I can see that, okay, it's starting to lift in this amount of time. And I need to go back into the roots. So this allows me to also be able to rinse in quadrants. So therefore, whatever one is ready, I don't have to prematurely rinse the other side because the other side wasn't ready at the same amount of time, and it wasn't going to be purposefully, especially when getting through a lot of hair like this. Again, use your own judgment. You can do it any way you like or you feel comfortable with, but this is why I'm using the quadrants, and this is why it takes some time, but you will get an even lift. Now I'm going in just applying on scalp and throughout the rest of the hair. Again, I was starting to see it lift, and I love this client, so we tend to talk, and she distracts me a lot because we have such great conversation while she's in the chair. So I had to make sure I stayed on top of my game and go back in a timely manner and reapply to her roots. Here we go. All right, so this is the back, nice and rinsed. You can see that at the bottom, because her texture was slightly different than the texture in the crown area, it seems as though it stretched out a little bit, but it was nice and intact. Don't be concerned about that. It was just her texture is naturally softer there, and her curl is naturally looser in the nape area. So now we're going in, and as you see, my salon is pretty huge, so we are definitely distant when it comes to the mask and social distancing. My mask kept falling off of my face too, so forgive me for that, but we do ensure the safety of all our clients. We just want everyone to be comfortable, and so far so good. Now her hair is also finer around her temples, so when I'm going back in with the lightener, I want to make sure that I preserve that to the very, very, very last bit, because we definitely don't want to see any breakage or just even getting too light. We don't want it much more lighter than what we need to go for, because we need to go for about a level 8 color, so we can just get a nice even tone for the copper to sit on and rest on. So we need that warmth in there, so we don't want to take her to a pale yellow around the perimeter, which can happen because of the heat of her head. Alright, so this is all of the hair lifted. Now, the lighting in my salon is very interesting. It's very dark in a lot of areas, so this actually looked a little bit darker than it originally is. And that little piece in the back is from the previous strand test. That looks a little orange. So here, as you see, we are using our base color, but you see some reddish tones in there. I put some blondes in there in between, right along there. It was so pretty. I wish it would have really stayed this color though. I think it was really nice. And I put a few highlights in the back as well, as that's processing last. Sweet. Oh my goodness, I love this little pumpkin patch. She still wears her hair curly, so I wanted to make sure every curl was still intact, and it is. And now we're just kind of blowing it out. I did a quick blow dry because we already spent Lord knows how many hours on it today, and I just wanted to have it a little versatile for the pictures. So this isn't, a silk press, I would call it, but we did straighten it enough so that way we can take pictures and curl it and see what that looks like. And plus, she had an intention to wear it curly, so this is more or less my idea of straightening it. So she just allowed me to do what it is that I love to do. So I'm going in with my Enzo flat iron at about 370, I believe it was, or maybe even 390. Again, I usually use 400. However, we just wanted to do this quickly, so I didn't use or invest the amount of time into really getting it straight for the pictures, because I knew I had to blow dry her hair a lot more thoroughly, and for time's sake, we did not go in and really get into each strand. This was just for the pictures. This client is going to see this video and laugh because I must say, even though I won't admit this to her as much as I fuss with her of making sure she get her trims, we trimmed it a while back and her line was still pretty good and intact. There were just need for a dusting. So great job. You did a great job on your hair care and you were listening. So I'm happy. And again, we put a few curls in it just so you can see it straight and see the dimension and the different tones throughout the hair. I did not trim her ends as much because she did not have that in her service today. But yeah, we're just combing it out a little bit, not being too fussy with the hair. Again, this is just for the picture. So we're just combing it out, being very gentle with the hair. I'm doing my little happy dance. I mean, it was a lot of work, guys. We spent hours on this hair, but it was so worth it. It's so worth it to invest the time into your clients to ensure you get the great result, especially when they are happy and excited about the new transformation. It makes every hour worth it. So again, sorry for the lighting. I should have turned my flash on, but I didn't really want to alter the colors much. But the lighting in the salon is a bit interesting at times. So yeah. She wanted some very fiery roots. And just, again, the different tones of the copper and blondes mixed together. It's so pretty for the fall. So pretty. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.